Hey folks, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today, yet again, I will be your host again to go over our next addition to our inventory. And this is a car that comes to us by way of consignment. A gentleman that has actually consigned a few vehicles with us now has actually brought this one to us now. And it's a really nice car. So again, with consignment cars, as with any of our cars, we're going to go through this thing all the way around it and then get it up on our lift to go underneath it as well and tell you everything that we know about this car. Again, with it being consignment, there might be one or two things that we might not know exactly, but we're going to tell you what we do in fact know about this car. So first and foremost, it is a 1970 Ford Mustang two-door sports roof car. It is done here in the metallic gray here, which is a very nice looking paint on this particular car here. The paint, as I've walked all the way around, it looks really good on this vehicle. Nice, smooth, shiny all the way around. And as we walk around, we're going to point out to you all of the bright work, all of the trim, the accents and so forth that they've added to this car. So obviously, we have the Cobra, the matte black stripes here on the side of the car. Again, it kind of breaks up that metallic gray a little bit, gives it a nice look all the way back the side of the car here. Wheels and tires, obviously, they've got an aftermarket wheel and tire combination on here. We've got 17-inch wheels, front and rear. These are the Foose knuckle wheels. As I said, 17-inch, and then for the tires, they're a Cooper CS3 touring wheel, or touring tire, I should say. And the size on the front is 215/60 R17. Now out here on the back, slightly different size, 215/65 R17 on the back here. And again, the tread's in great shape. When we get it up on a lift, you'll be able to see that tread from the underside. Now, what you can maybe see or maybe not through the wheel, this car is equipped with power brakes, disc brakes up front, drums out on the rear of the car, so it's going to stop really good for you. Coming back the car here, as far as our gaps and our elevations, so to speak, our panel fitment and alignment, all very nice on this car. Nice tight gaps. The elevations are dead on with your front fenders and your quarter panels in relationship to your door here. All of your, let's say, trim work per se, chrome door handles in great shape. There's no pitting whatsoever on those. And again, you've got your drip rail moldings here, which are in great condition here as well, nicely polished up. And then I always kind of feel through that rain gutter, and that's nice and smooth too. You don't have any globs or anything in there, nice and smooth. Even your bright work here on your quarter windows here, that is in great shape too. Obviously, you can tell tinted glass here on the sides here, both your like your driver's door window as well as that quarter window. It does in fact have dual mirrors also, color matched to the body of the car. The driver's side is a remote adjusted mirror, so you can adjust it from inside. Now we'll go ahead and open our door up. Take a look at the interior on this car. Again, very nice interior here. Of course, we've got the black dash. You've got the gauges, white face gauges in the dash, and those are going to include your alternator, your speedometer, the fuel gauge, the temperature gauge, and the oil pressure gauge. You also have an aftermarket radio in here. It is an Alpine AM/FM CD player. It is MP3 and WMA capable, also Bluetooth capable as well. You see there it does have the automatic floor shifter. It's got a custom consoles, vinyl console in there, center console for you with the cup holders. You've got the black upholstery, the comfort weave material there. So you got buckets up front. Of course, you've got the back seat in there, all of which is in great shape. There are no rips or tears anywhere in the upholstery. upholstery. The carpeting, black, nice non-faded carpeting, no rips or tears anywhere in there also. Door panels are in excellent condition here, as you can see as well. And again, you can see that tinting on that window good here. All your seals, all your weather stripping and so forth are all in great shape on this car. Even your threshold plates here are in really nice shape. Again, you've got the seat belts on all the driver passenger side and as well as the rear seat itself. Aftermarket steering wheel there to a 3-spoke style wheel with the comfort grip on there. Again, just a really comfortable steering wheel. This car is really, really nice to get out and drive in. We'll go ahead and close the door up on the driver's side. Again, that shuts nice and easy. Good gaps, like I said, all the way around. We've already kind of gone over the wheels and tires and the brakes. You do have the black louvers here on the rear window. Again, those are in really nice shape. I don't see any marks whatsoever on them. They're in really good condition, all anchored down good and solid too. Of course, we've got the matte black rear trunk spoiler or trunk wing on the Mustang here, and that's in great shape, and it is mounted good and solid also. As far as around the back side of the car here, well, our tail lights here, your lenses, all the bright work, the bezels around those are all in great shape. You've got the blacked out tail panel here, and of course you have that really nice Cobra aluminum gas cover there. And then as far as your rear bumper goes, nice beautiful chrome on there. Your mounting hardware is in great shape. The chrome, no scratches or pitting there. Down below your rear lower valance, of course you can see the cutouts for the exhaust, and those are a set of nice oval chrome exhaust tips there too. We'll go ahead and open our trunk up next, take a look inside and see how well that is. So of course the key does in fact work the lock. The trunk hinges and springs all function as they should. The underside of the trunk lid, the same metallic gray as the rest of the car. All of your weather stripping, your seals, those are all in great shape. No rips or tears anywhere. Good and soft all the way around. And they have it cut as such so that it all meets right together in the center. As far as your rain or your water channels here, rain gutters here, those are all good and solid and excellent shape. So that's going to direct your water away from the back of the car, and so it doesn't go inside the trunk and cause any problems there. You've got your spare tire all anchored down as it should be. Nice set of Mustang Mach 1 floor mats in here that you can use for inside the car. Trunk mat, which is in great shape. And I'm not going to really lift that trunk mat up on this car. Again, these cars, the fuel tank makes up the majority of the trunk floor itself, and it's in great shape, and we'll see that from the underside of the car. So that's pretty much it for inside of our trunk. Again, that closes nice and easy, and then we'll work our way around now the passenger side. Again, nice and straight down the whole entire side of the car. Again, you've got those matte black stripes from the rear end all the way up to the front fender there that look really nice. Again, your gaps and elevations on your passenger side door are in great condition. Great, good adjustment there. As far as your passenger side mirror, again, that's great. The glass is in good condition. And then as far as your drip rail moldings, same thing over here. Polished up really well, nice and straight. The actual rain gutter itself, nice and smooth throughout. And again, your trim work here on your quarter window, no pitting whatsoever. Same thing with your door handle over here, no pitting on the chrome. Again, you see those tinted windows there, a nice look for this car. And then we'll open up now and see it from the passenger side. Again, no rips or tears in any of the upholstery. The dash pad itself is in great shape. We've already been over all of the gauges, the steering wheel, the shifter there. Right underneath the radio, you will notice also that this car does have controls down there for an aftermarket AC unit in here, and it does in fact have it, and it is working on this car. So again, you're going to have the comforts of air conditioning if you decide to purchase this car. Again, weather stripping, all that stuff, all your seals and everything, all in great shape on the car. No issues there whatsoever. That door closes nice and easy as well. I believe it's the antenna for the car. Obviously, you don't see one on the fenders or on the rear of the car. There is an antenna for that aftermarket radio up inside the car. It's right up on the dash, so it's not going to take away from the exterior of the car. As far as the front end goes, well, first of all, down below, we've got our matte black front air dam there that is in great shape. It's not cracked. It's all mounted up good and solid as it should be. Nice chrome front bumper here. Your grille on the 70 Mustang here is in great shape. It's not, no pieces broken. It's all good and straight and all painted up very, very nice. Of course, you've got your bright work here, your bezels around your headlights. The actual headlights themselves, those look to have been changed out for a set of maybe like HID lights there, high intensity lights. So again, nice fitting, nice looking headlight there. As far as your bright work along the leading edge of the hood, that looks to be in great shape too. Your gaps all the way around your hood, very nice and tight all the way around. Of course, your windshield's in great shape. Windshield wipers, a nice set of wiper blades on there as well. And then as we look down in through here, everything looks good and solid down in through that cowl, those vents there too. Obviously, you can see we've got the matte black scoop here on our hood, and in behind here, it does in fact have the turn signals installed in there, which are functional as well. We'll go now to opening the hood. That way we can go through what we have as far as a power plant here and kind of discuss a little bit of the drivetrain on this car. So obviously the hood latch does function as it should. Your hood hinges and springs all working as they should by holding that hood up all on their own. And you can see it's done in that same metallic gray as the rest of the car. Now inside our engine compartment here, obviously we've got our motor. This is a 302 cubic inch small block Ford engine. Now we have been told, and I'll go over this again on our underside video, but we've been told that it is a 331 stroker, but without us being able to tear the motor down and actually get into it, we go off of the casting numbers, which in fact we definitely know it's at least a 302. Obviously you can see there's a lot of flashy stuff underneath here, so we'll try to go through each and everything as much as what we can. Obviously you can see the finned air cleaner here on top, a very nice look for those Ford engines. And then of course to go along with that, you've got the finned aluminum valve covers along with the chrome breather. You also see the chrome AC compressor there too. Nice aluminum radiator with a chrome shroud, and then that does have a like a flex light style fan blade in there as well. So that's going to help keep everything real nice and cool. Now if we go underneath that air cleaner, what you'll find is a Holley Street Warrior 600 CFM 4-barrel carburetor, and it is an electric choke on there as well. And that's sitting all on top of an Edelbrock Performer aluminum intake. The ignition system on this car, you're going to have kind of your stock ignition system with the distributor there. It does have the Accel super stock coil. And then as far as exhaust on this car, we've got the 1 3/4 inch long tube headers on it, and those are going to dump into 2 1/4 inch exhaust all the way back into a nice set of Flowmaster mufflers, and then with the tailpipes out the back. But what this car also has is right after the headers, it's got a set of 2.5 inch exhaust cutouts on it as well. So if you don't want that exhaust going all the way out the back and you want to open it up and, you know, really get, you know, the full use of the power, you can go ahead and open those exhaust cutouts out. It'll dump out right after the headers in. It's obviously going to make it louder, but it's going to make it sound really mean for you. As far as the braking system, like I said, it is power brakes, disc up front, drums on the rear, all complete with the emergency brake all hooked up and functional, and it is a power steering car as well. Just little items then, you've got aluminum water pump pulley, aluminum crank pulley as well. And then all of your hoses, all of your lines are all run nice and neat. No leaks anywhere whatsoever in this car. All of your clamps are in great condition on it as well. Now, to finish out the driveline on this car, it does have the C4 3-speed automatic transmission along with a Ford 9-inch rear. It has a 300 gear in it, and it is a POSI unit that's in there. So again, the whole driveline on this car is very stout. A lot of performance here with this vehicle here. So you've got that to go along with the actual looks of the car, and this is a great all-around vehicle. Now, as I always tell everybody, depending on where you're watching this video from, if you're not on our company website, I always recommend you go there, www.hanksters.com, and that way you're going to be able to see upwards of 100 photos of this car all the way around, inside, under the hood, underneath the car as well. You're obviously going to be able to see this video, and you're going to see the full description on this particular vehicle also. Now, with this being a consignment car, it is not eligible for the powertrain warranty. It would just be an as-is sale. But again, you know, you'll see all of that right on our website. So with that said, we're all done here pretty much with the walk around on this car. So we'll go ahead, take a moment to close everything up, and then we'll get this up on our lift, and then we'll go underneath it and show you the complete underside of this car, which again, no worries there. It's in excellent shape underneath as well. All right, folks, here we are. Once again, we have our 1970 Ford Mustang up on the lift here. And as always, we're going to go through this car front to back, tell you exactly what all we know about this. Now, again, this car is a consignment car for us. So again, like I said, we just try to go through it as best as what we can and tell you everything that we can about the car, everything that we know. So starting at the front, of course, we're going to see we have that black front air dam up here, and that is in great shape. As you can see, there's no cracks or splits anywhere in there. All of the bolts all in there, attaching it good and solid to that front lower valance of the car. As far as our front end goes here, so the frame, cross members, and so forth, this is in fact, again, Ford Mustang usually has that strut rod front suspension, and that is in fact what this car has. So you see our strut rods here on either side. The bushings on those are in good shape. There's no splits or cracks anywhere that I can see, so those all look good. Right directly above me, of course, is that aluminum radiator there for the car, and that's all in good shape too. I see absolutely no leaks or drips across the bottom. All of our lines, like our transmission lines here, those are nice and dry up here at the radiator, as well as the lower radiator hose, all dry around that. Back a little bit further, we'll work more on the suspension right now. So of course, we have a 3/4 inch sway bar up front. Your sway bar bushings at the frame, as well as your sway bar end links on both sides, are all in good shape. The bushings and so forth, no splits or cracks anywhere on those, so those are all in good shape. The rest of your suspension, your upper and lower control arms, those are just your stock OE style control arms. Ball joints on both the uppers and lowers on each side all look to be in really good condition too. You can tell things have been greased and maintained underneath here, you know, throughout the life of the vehicle here. As far as the brake system on the car, we do have power brakes on this car. It is disc brakes up front, and then we have drums out on the back, and it is all complete with the emergency brake all hooked up and functional. As far as steering Power steering on this car as well. So you've got your rack up here, rack and pinion steering. And again, you got your boots that help protect all of your shafts and so forth. Those are all in good shape. All of your lines and hoses, those are all in good condition and no leaks whatsoever underneath here that I see from there. Drag link, pitman arm, tie rods, all of which are in good shape. Tie rod ends all have the rubber dust boot covers on them. That's going to keep the dirt away from them, keep that grease all inside, which is going to make those last for a long time. And wheels and tires on this car. Aftermarket wheels, as you saw from the walk around video, they are the Foose knuckle polished chrome wheels, 17-inch in diameter. And as far as the tires go, a nice set of Cooper, I believe they're CS3 touring tires. The size on the fronts are 215/60 R17s. And then out on the back, and I'll go over this again once we get there, but they are 215/65 R17s back there. And again, the tread's all in great shape. As we work our way back in, we'll talk about the motor now. So again, as we already stated, it is a 302 small block Ford that has been stroked to a 331. What we're looking at underneath here, of course, is that oil pan to make sure we see no leaks or drips anywhere on that. And in fact, it is nice and dry. Even at the drain plug, that is nice and dry as well. Your cross member underneath, plenty of clearance there between it and your oil pan. Again, it is that like the tubular cross member underneath there. As far as the transmission goes, we have the C4 3-speed automatic transmission. It does in fact have the cover for your flywheel. That's going to help protect that from any dirt and debris getting in there. Also, it's got the chrome TCI trans pan on it. And again, that's nice and dry too. So nowhere around there do I see any leaks, even at the drain bolt there. Nice and leak free. All of your lines coming back to it also from the radiator for your trans cooler. Those are all nice and dry, leak free. Back behind here, we do in fact have the transmission cross member, and we have the tail shaft mount back here too, which all of which is in great shape. Mounting hardware all in excellent condition too. Now you can also see the exhaust down here. We've got the long tube headers. That also, they go into a 2.5-inch. These are the electric cutouts. So if you don't want to run your exhaust through the mufflers and everything, you want to hear the true sound of that motor and get the most performance out of it, you can go ahead and open these up, and then it'll dump out right here instead of making its way all the way back through the car. So again, nice little, little add-on accessory there. So 2.5-inch exhaust cutouts. If you do go all the way back through the exhaust, you do have the 2.25-inch exhaust all the way back, a set of Flowmaster mufflers, and then of course a set of tailpipes that go up over top of the rear end and then exit out right underneath the lower valance there with a nice set of oval chrome exhaust tips. As far as the frame and floors that we are looking at underneath here, very nice floors on this car, good and solid all the way back through. As you can see, it's all the correct metal here. I see no patching, no holes, all the stamping lines, you see all of that. The frame sections themselves are all nice and straight, good and square, all the way through from the front back as far as what they go. Your pinch welds and your rockers are both good and straight, good and solid all the way back through. Of course, all of your fuel lines and brake lines and such all run nice and neat. You can see how nice a condition everything is, all attached good and tight to the floor along the pinch weld here. I said earlier about the emergency brake, so you see all the cables, the frame hooks, the J hooks and so forth, all the way back. Again, all functional. And of course our drive shaft here. This is going to be a balanced drive shaft, so that's going to help eliminate, as I always say, eliminate a lot of your drive line vibrations by having that balanced. Rear end on this car, this is a 9-inch Ford. Now the front snout, all good and dry. Universals have been checked out on the car, and they seem to be all in great condition. 300 gear, 3.00 gear, POSI unit inside this 9-inch Ford differential. The third member assembly, the gasket and seal around that, nice and dry as well. As far as our rear suspension on this car, we do in fact have the multi-leaf rear suspension, the Gasmatic shocks here on the back of it, which are in great shape. Mounting bushings and hardware and such, all in good shape there too. Everything, like I said, nice and dry. Brake lines, differential. We've got drum brakes back here. Again, 17-inch Foose knuckle polished chrome wheels. And again, as I mentioned there, the Cooper CS3 Touring Series tires, and these are the 215/65 R17s. Now, as we come back here, you can see the tailpipes here for the car exiting out, you know, right underneath that lower valance with those oval chrome tips. Again, those are in great shape. The fuel tank itself, that is in incredible shape too. Nice and straight, no dents or dings underneath here. Fuel lines and such, all nice and dry coming up to the fuel tank. And again, as far as that trunk floor, again, as I always say with these Mustangs, your fuel tank actually mounts down in from the top side of the trunk, and that makes up a majority of your trunk floor, as you saw in our walk around video. This is just showing the underside, nice shape, nice and dry underneath here. That's kind of about it, really. I mean, again, everything's super dry, nice and straight underneath here. Very nice exhaust system on this car. Excellent frame and floors on this vehicle. Just a very nice all-around 1970 Ford Mustang. So with that stated, we're going to go ahead now. We'll lower this on the lift, go underneath the hood, and we'll fire that 302 up. Again, we are told, we are under the understanding that it has been stroked to a 331. So we'll fire that up, let you hear what the exhaust all sounds like along with that motor.